1995, the year of the Beijing Conference, marked a watershed in the women's movement the world over. At home, one of the most pressing issues before the autonomous women's movement was violence against women, which continued unabated. In this context, SWIME was conceived to provide holistic support to women facing violence, taking into account their emotional, psychological, and economic needs, with the ultimate objective of facilitating their empowerment to becoming self-confident, self-sufficient, and self-reliant. At the same time, SWIME sought to question and transform norms and values that deem violence against women acceptable and advocate for change at the socio-legal and policy levels. SWIME believes in the innate strength of every woman to overcome all odds and emerge stronger and in control of her life. To facilitate survivors' access to existing support in Kolkata, the newly born organization developed a resource directory mapping the different kinds of services provided to women and their children by women's organizations. SWIME coordinates and provides all the services that a woman needs in a situation of violence, including counseling, emotional support, police follow-up, legal and psychosocial support, as well as facilitating shelter and economic self-sufficiency. SWIME's drop-in center provides an enabling environment and a safe space for each survivor, whose journey with SWIME is facilitated by various interventions at the individual and collective level that focus on her mental health. SWIME's emphasis on conducting group work to break women's isolation and build friendship, promoting women's creative talents, and encouraging their participation in campaigns and movements go a long way in facilitating each woman's transformation from being a survivor to being an agent of change. SWIME's group activities have resulted in Prayas, the women's quarterly magazine, Dishari, an independent women's rights group, and a theatre and a music group which perform at all of SWIME's outreach programs. SWIME not only works with survivors, but also with their children and natal families. SWIME provides children with counseling and educational support, mental health interventions, and conducts support group workshops and outings with them. In the initial years, SWIME worked directly with a couple of hundred survivors a year, in and around Kolkata. Today, it works with over 1,000 survivors in India and abroad every year. As an organization, SWIME learns and evolves from the journey of change in each individual survivor.
আনুদি যেটা বলেছিল সেটা হচ্ছে যে যে আমি কিছু করতে পারি, অনেক রকম ওয়ার্কশপ ছিল। তারপরেও আমার একসময় মনে হয়েছে যে যে আমার মতন তো অনেক মেয়েই আছে, তারা যদি আমার মতন একটু উপকৃত হতে পারে। তখন আমাদের এই স্বয়মে আরও অনেক মেয়েরা এসেছিল, আমরা কয়েকজন মিলে চাইলাম যে একটা থিয়েটার গ্রুপ করব, আমাদের কথাই আমরা মানুষকে বলবো।
From the very beginning of its journey, SWIME has worked to transform the widespread social acceptance of inequality and violence against women by building public opinion, consciousness, and action against it. Since 1995, SWIME has organized campaigns and educational programs in schools, colleges, in communities, and on the streets to inspire people to take action against inequality and violence. SWIME conducts and strengthens local, national, and global campaigns to stop violence against women and supports movements for establishing human rights. Each year, SWIME observes the International Campaign to Stop Violence Against Women and Girls and the 1 Billion Rising campaign. SWIME produces campaign materials, posters, films, and music CDs, and conducts and publishes research studies, all of which have gone a long way in bringing the issue of violence against women and girls in the public domain. SWIME conducts sensitization trainings with different stakeholders, including judges and lawyers, the police, health practitioners, other NGOs, school and college students, teachers, and public and private institutions in India and abroad. SWIME organized its first Gender and Judges workshop in 1998. Since then, SWIME has worked closely with judges, lawyers, paralegals, and others in the judicial system to raise awareness about the barriers women have to confront, both in society and in the criminal justice system when they face violence in their lives. Recognizing the invaluable role that communities play in preventing inequality and violence against women, SWIME has been mobilizing women, men, and youth in rural and urban areas since 2007 to equip them to prevent violence against women in their neighborhoods and homes, as well as to help them to claim and access their rights. Swayam now works in 42 villages in Diamond Harbour and 25 wards in Nityabruz, Mahishtala, and Khidrpur. To strengthen policy intervention, Swayam works in solidarity with other organizations, movements, and networks. Swayam plays an active role in Maitri, a women's rights network in Bengal, and Sangat, a South Asian network of feminists and activists. Swayam was responsible for the setting up of Aman, an international network of organizations working on domestic violence, as well as Bhavna, a network against child marriage in West Bengal. Swayam was instrumental in bringing the 7th National Conference of Women's Movements to Kolkata in 2006. Swayam's milestones in national and international advocacy include campaigning for the passage and implementation of the Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2005, deposing before select parliamentary committees dealing with women-related laws, addressing the Justice Verma Committee, contributing to India's alternative report to the CEDAW Committee, and presenting before the UN Special Rapporteur on Violence Against Women and at the Commission for the Status of Women. Over the last 20 years, Swayam has evolved into a mentoring organization, providing various capacity development trainings for women's groups, NGOs, and CBOs. The culture of silence surrounding violence is giving way to the voices of women speaking out and taking control of their lives, and people speaking up to demand their own rights and the rights of their loved ones.
अपना अंदर एक लड़ने का हौसला बढ़ गया मेरा, जो हम लड़ सकते हैं, कोई भी आदमी भी कुछ बोलने से हम लड़ सकते हैं, ये हौसला मेरा बड़ा है।
আমার মতো পরিস্থিতিতে যারা আছে তাদের পাশে দাঁড়ানোর জন্য আমি সবসময় চেষ্টা করি সবাইকে ভালো রাখার এবং নিজে ভালো থাকার।
Women's rights are human rights. Over the last 20 years, Swayam has helped facilitate the empowerment of thousands of women, individually and in groups, and has also promoted public consciousness and action on violence against women at all levels. It has grown from an organization working at the local level to gaining recognition at the national, regional, and global levels.
স্বয়ং আমার জীবনে একটা অনেক বড় জায়গা অধিকার করে রয়েছে, কারণ স্বয়মের কাছে এসে বোধহয় আমি আমার নিজেকে ঠিকমতো চিনতে শিখেছি। একটা ওয়ার্কশপে স্বপ্ন এই ছোট্ট কথাটা নিয়ে একটা খুব সুন্দর গান শোনানো হয়েছিল আমাদের। তারপরে বলা হয়েছিল যে আপনারা যে যেরকমভাবে পারেন আপনাদের স্বপ্নটাকে আপনারা আমাদের কাছে তুলে ধরুন।